Says the Pele in the entry of Ahavat Abanim ve'Abanot, loving the sons and the daughters. He says people naturally love their children, love their kids, because they're from your flesh, they are a part of you. But he says you should make sure to love them the right way. You could love somebody and you could kill them with love. You could ruin them with love. It has to be loved the right way. Each person has to be loved according to what he needs. Meaning to say, he says you shouldn't make them suffer, you shouldn't give them too much love, spoil them. You could get a guy who's 30 years old and feels entitled. Pop, you always gave me everything, give me everything now, open for me a store, give me $1 million, you have, I know, davai, give me, I don't, what? So what, you came to this country and you scrape floors to buy diapers. But who says I have to do that? You do it for me, provide for me, set up for me, set me up in a good place. A person has to know, such a person who takes everything for granted and he feels entitled, he says, where can that stem from? It could stem from a parent spoiling them too much when they're younger and they feel entitled all their life. So therefore he says that love ended up being a negative, ended up being that you ruined the person because you gave him too much love. So you see, you have to turn the dial accordingly. Not too little, not too much, according to what's going to make the person grow. We know Shlomo HaMelech says, if you're too good with your son, that's also no good. Pasuk says in Mishlei, Perek Yud Gimel, Pasuk Chavdalet, Chosech Shifto, Soneh Beno. Someone who holds back the rod from rebuking his son, he hates his son. You have to rebuke your son, you have to rebuke your children when they're doing something wrong. Ve'avo Shicharo Musar. Someone who goes and he loves his son, what is he going to do? He's going to go and give him Musar. So you see that a person, he has to go and rebuke them in the proper time. So therefore he says, he has to, how do you rebuke your children? He says, B'rahamim. You have to do it, Tochachad Megula Ma'ava Musteret. He has to give his son rebuke with, outside looks angry, outside looks upset, but inside it's from love. You understand? It's a big difference when I'm angry at you because I'm angry at you, or I'm angry at you because I love you. You understand? You go to my son, it's not the right thing to do. I say it because I care about you. I say it because I love you. I don't want you one day that, you should think this is okay. I tell you, even when you rebuke your friend, what do you tell him? I'm telling you as if we were brothers, as if I'm your father, you're my son. That's how I'm telling you, because I care about you, not because I hate you. I'm doing it because I love you. So therefore he says over here that a person has to show it from love. There was a rabbi who in yeshiva used to rebuke his students, but he would never rebuke from anger. And how did he make sure that he would never rebuke from anger? He used to have an angry hat. What was his angry hat? He says he never used to speak to any student about anything until he puts on this hat. Where was it? It was upstairs in a certain shkaf. Till he went to go get it, he knew he could calm down his anger. By the time he came back, he knew he'll say the right words. He'll do it from love. He won't do it from anger. So he would never rebuke until he put on his hat and got his act together. That's what a person has to do. A person has to lash out on his kids. He shouldn't lash out from real, true anger. He should lash out from them because he feels they deserve it, and because he's going to do it from love, because he's going to rebuke them to build them. That's why it's called constructive criticism. He says, therefore, a person has to make sure to not put his kids in a situation where the Gemara says you're going to do lifnei iver. If you go and hit your children even when they're older, the Gemara says someone who hits his son who's older, he's doing it, don't put a stumbling block before the blind. Because what? You're going to make him hit you back. You're going to make him go and fight you again. He's going to go and put you down. He's going to go and curse out his parents. God forbid, he's going to do bigger sins. Therefore, a person has to know that lashon raka shaber garim. Mishlei says, King Solomon writes, a soft tongue will break the bone, will break the obstacle. A person has to make sure that only when the words are heard when, if you're right, you'll be right even if you don't yell. And if you're wrong, even if you yell, nobody will listen to you. The people who yell, even if they think they're right, the kids won't listen to them. The people who earn the respect of their kids and show real love to their kids, the kid's going to value what the parent says, even if the parent doesn't yell. So a person has to make sure to try to get to that level where he rebukes his son. What? Because he loves him. And the main thing to love is to give them good. I want to give blessing. I love my kids. I want to give them the world. You know what world you should give them? You should be busy giving them olam haba, that world. You should make sure they be learning Torah. You should make sure they're keeping halachot. You should make sure they know the value of Judaism. They should know the value of religion. This, that you buy them all these wonderful clothing, all the wonderful toys, all the wonderful things in the world. That's nice. That's beautiful. But the main concern is to love their soul. We don't love their bodies. We love their soul. The main thing is the soul. How do you show true love to them? Is give them chinuch, to show them the right path in life. They're going to be 30 years old. They're going to come to you and say, Abba, Now I know why all the time you were riding me, all the time you were on my back, all the time you were telling me this, telling me that. Now I appreciate it. You made me sit and learn Pirkei Avot with you. You made me sit and read the words with you in shul. You made me suffer, but now I realize you gained. I wouldn't have got that from anywhere else. And what? He's going to be the biggest gift, more than any toys you bought him, more than any trip you took him on, more than any Disney World, more than any beautiful house you bought him. He's going to take to his grave that my father, if he didn't teach me, I would have never known. He's going to have a car to talk to you all his life.